Hi, Scott here from Strathclyde coming at you with this week's edition of the Director's Vlog. I've been reading an article and stuff this morning just about the predictions that we're going into a bit of a bust period or a dip in the construction industry. So obviously it's been very busy, there's been a boom, and we're coming off the other end of that boom. They've been noticing a lot of liquidations of construction-based businesses over the course of this year, and they're expecting a lot more over the remainder of the year. What does that mean for you, a potential customer or a customer of the construction industry? Well, you would need to be careful that a business that you're dealing with is going to go into liquidation, because obviously that could mean a bit of an issue for getting your building project finished. So I think something I've mentioned before is, you can get a letter from their accountant just to check the liquidity of the company that you're dealing with. Get your payment claims checked so that you're not paying in advance. So you could get a QS or a project manager that is impartial from the building company you're dealing with, and get them to check the payment claims to make sure that they're not claiming ahead of schedule, because that's something that companies could do to manage their cash flow, and it would leave you in a pretty risky position. I do think the one good outcome that's going to come off the back of this is that now the industry's so stretched and we can't get materials that, well, actually, if things quieten down a little bit, there's going to be a little bit less demand on resource, which it's been a real tricky issue for the last 2 years for ourselves included. So actually, there's less people in the market. We'll get hold of materials a little bit easier, and as well with staff, it might be easier to gain some new staff members. So I think that there's risk there that you definitely want to manage. But there's possibly some good outcomes off the back of this, actually maybe into next year, that it might be a little bit easier trading for a construction business in some respects anyway. So that's Scott from Strathclyde, building your dream from the ground up. Cheers.